Good morning. This is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated Journato morning headlines on July 8, 2022. Ukraine prosecutors uncover sex trafficking ring preying on women fleeing country. The family took over, how a feuding ruling dynasty drove Sri Lanka to ruin. Some staff work behind armored glass, a cybersecurity expert on the undeclared war. UN warns of looming hunger catastrophe due to Russian blockade. Fewer chickpeas means cheap protein and hummus could be harder to find. Reuters.com, hummus supplies under threat due to Ukraine war and climate change. Ukraine sent dozens of donations to build army of drones. COVID-19, new wave of Omicron mutations spreading across Europe, EU Medicines Agency warns. Sky News, holidaymakers warned of rising coronavirus cases at European destinations. The Guardian, Europe is at center of new wave of COVID infections, WHO says. Bloomberg, intense wave of COVID passing through Europe, WHO's Mike Ryan says. Vast group of southern fin whales filmed feeding in Antarctica, sparking hope of recovery. The Guardian, fin whales are making a comeback in Antarctic waters, a study finds. The New York Times, huge group of southern fin whales captured in Antarctic feeding frenzy. Sacha Baron Cohen defeats appeal brought by former judge who accused him of defamation. Ukraine forces finally seeing impact of Western arms, says Zelenskiy. The Guardian, Ukraine war, Western weapons working very powerfully against Russian forces, Zelenskiy says. Sky News, Zelenskiy, Ukraine will not cede territory for peace with Russia. CNN, Zelenskiy says Ukraine will not give up territory for peace with Russia, this is our land. Genoa bridge collapse trial postponed after first hearing ends prematurely. The Guardian, trial opens in deadly collapse of Italy's Morandi Bridge. The Washington Post, Genoa bridge trial opens 4 years after disaster, set to last months. Ukraine summons Turkish envoy after stolen grain ship allowed to leave port. The Guardian, Kyiv summons Turkish ambassador over release of stolen grain from Russian ship. Politico Europe, Zbigniew Jolly, Ukraine summons Turkey ambassador over released Russian cargo ship. Bloomberg, July 7, 2022 Russia-Ukraine news. CNN, Ukraine summons Turkish ambassador after Russian ship leaves port. Derek Chauvin sentenced to 21 years in federal prison for murder of George Floyd. The Independent, Derek Chauvin gets 21 years in jail for violating George Floyd's civil rights. Sky News, ex-cop Chauvin to get federal sentence for Floyd's killing. The Independent, Derek Chauvin sentenced to 21 years in federal prison for depriving George Floyd of his civil rights. Shinzo Abe shot. Former Japan Prime Minister showing no vital signs, say emergency services, lived. The Guardian, Shinzo Abe, Japan ex-PM injured after reported gunshot attack. BBC, Shinzo Abe, former Japanese Prime Minister shot while giving speech, according to reports. Sky News, Shinzo Abe shooting, former Japanese Prime Minister attacked during speech. The Guardian, former Japanese PM Shinzo Abe shot during campaign speech. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.